Contagion. So we are now in April, and we're going to go into the chapter on contagious diseases, which is pretty funny because we're in a pandemic. So, contagion. This PowerPoint, these Google Slides, are the lesson plans for the entire month of April. So, you need to do exactly what it says on those days. So, on April 6th, we are going to go ahead and build some knowledge and content and vocabulary. So we're going to do that on April 6th and 7th. And we're going to have quizzes on Monday and Tuesday, so the 6th and 7th. And those are for collaboration points and agency points. So we will be working together on those assignments. So our Google Meet days for 7th through 11th graders will be Monday and Wednesday from 1:45 to 2:15. So on that day, you also need to complete an e-read during this week. Okay. So let me pop out because this is a recording for April 6th, which is a Monday. So April 6th, we're going to talk about some vocabulary. So contagion. First, one person gets sick, then another. Soon, everybody's sick. Is it an outbreak? An epidemic? Find out what makes some diseases contagious and how medical experts work to stop them from spreading. So our focus question is, how do scientists meet the urgent need to contain killer diseases? Okay, so part one, we're going to look at a health alert, a magazine article called Silent Killer, another science article, Tiny Invaders, and then an informational text called A Killer Strikes. So let's first of all just focus on some vocabulary. And then I'm not sure if this is going to play the sound for you, but let's try and maybe put some. Here we go. Okay, so if you want to, you can go back and you can watch this YouTube video, Contagion, from simple cough to global pandemic. Okay, and it'll go through some of the things that we're going to talk about during this unit, because the recording only records my sound that I make, not my computer. Okay, so contagious. The word contagious. Looking at that picture, what do you think contagious means? Well, contagious means it's likely to spread and affect others. Okay? So that's why they had to wear those gloves and masks and suits, because whatever the guy in the bed has, it is likely to get onto and infect the other people that are working with him. So that's what contagious means. Epidemic. Okay, so we are in a pandemic, which is also kind of like an epidemic. Okay, so this is a picture of malaria, leprosy, and smallpox. Those are some origins. Okay, so an epidemic is a widespread occurrence. So that means it goes all over the world. Okay, so it's a widespread infectious disease in a community at a certain time. Disease. So a disease has a bunch of different symptoms like fever and fatigue, a dry cough, a shortness of breath where you can't really breathe all the way, like you only breathe like halfway. You feel like you can't breathe out too. Okay? So a disease is a disorder or a function or something that produces certain signs and symptoms that affect a certain area of your body. Okay? So like asthma is a disease that affects your lungs. Okay? Immunize. This is like when you get your shots, they're immunizing you to keep you from getting a disease. Okay? So immunize means to make immune to disease. So the disease will be harmless or ineffective. Okay? So if you get immunized, if you get a shot, that means you're most likely not going to get that disease. Public health. So public health is where the government or the public, a bunch of people come together and they help the people that live in that area. Okay? So public health services help improve and protect the community. So this could be the people that sanitize. That's that word, sanitation. So they clean the streets. They keep the plumbing going. So they clean out the poop and stuff. They immunize people. So that's that word over here, immunizations. So they give people the shots. So they came to our school and they gave all the sixth graders some shots so that they wouldn't get sick right before we went out of school. And then right here, preventative medications. So those again are some shots like diphtheria. I think that was what the shots were given for, was for diphtheria. Okay. Okay. So now we came to this area right here. So it's called viewing with a purpose. So health alert. It's 2003, not too long ago, and a deadly illness is suddenly spreading all over the world. No one knows what it is, and no one knows where or who it will strike next. Can this mysterious killer be stopped? Okay, so the words that we just went over, contagious, disease, epidemic, and immunize, and public health, we're going to put into blanks. So I will give you guys, I'm going to upload on Google Classroom a Google form to fill out. Okay, this is how you're going to get your agency and your collaboration points and your written communication as well, is by doing that. Okay, so the first one is in March 2003, a mysterious, deadly disease was sweeping the planet. Okay, so that one was given to you, so make sure you fill that one in. Number 2, blank officials feared millions of lives could be in danger. Officials named the new disease SARS, severe acute respiratory syndrome. So respiratory means that their lungs were affected. Symptoms started with a high fever and bad cough, but some victims died within a few days. But what made SARS so dangerous was that it was a blank disease. What kind of disease was it? Next, with no way to blank people against the virus, the only way to stop the blank was to contain it. Those carrying SARS were placed in isolation so they couldn't pass the virus on. Experts agree that it's not a matter of if, but when the next epidemic will strike. Okay, so make sure you go to Google Classroom to complete that quiz. So I'm going to show you where it is. Okay, so pop out, type in Classroom, go to your class. Okay, so here's the 6th grade class. And I will have it in, so here's your lesson plans right here. You can go straight to classwork, and you can see there's quite a few things in here already. So hopefully you already uploaded day 1 through 10, because I've already graded those. If you have a 0, you can still turn it in. Okay, and right